This is the weather forecast video for Thursday, January 5th, 2012. Let's take a look at the satellite image from last evening. You see fairly quiet across the country, a few clouds over the east, some clouds over the northern Rockies and into the Pacific Northwest with a new storm system there. Otherwise, clear skies mostly elsewhere. Watch warning map is also fairly quiet across the country. High wind watches and warnings over Montana, winter weather advisories over far northern Washington state, and frost and freeze advisories over a good deal of the Florida peninsula. QPF chart also shows it's very quiet. This is the 5-day precipitation through Monday evening at 6 o'clock. Some moderate amounts of precip over the south and up into the northeast, some lake effect over the Great Lakes, and some rain and snow over the west. Here's the 0Z GFS Model Run at 6 p.m. this evening. You see pretty much a west-east flow across the country. It's been the case the last several weeks. And the main storm track is still off to our north, where there'll be some snow over the Canadian provinces and over the Pacific Northwest, and other than a few snow showers over the lakes. It'll be quiet. Even into Friday, it'll still be quiet. The system moves across the Great Lakes, could produce some snow as close to us as northern Minnesota and Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. It does cool us down a little bit heading into Saturday. Temperatures back into at least the 30s. Some rain over the south, some snow over the Rockies and the Wasatch, but nothing around here. Same goes for Sunday. Some rain over the southeast, light to moderate, and otherwise outside of some light lake effect over the Great Lakes, nothing around here except highs in the 30s. But yet again, temperatures begin to warm up as we head into the beginning of next week. The warm up, temperatures back to maybe the low 40s by that point, with a storm system developing just to our south that could produce some interesting weather there, but here we're still above normal. Otherwise, here by Tuesday you see a bit of a cold blast coming down, and it comes down by Wednesday, except it doesn't bring any precipitation, maybe a flurry at best, but temperatures drop back down, maybe to near average. And heading to a week from today, on the 12th, you see there's a decent trough over the Great Lakes, with a ridge over the west coast, but yet again, all this does bring lake effect and a pretty substantial snowstorm over New England, but we're still dry and cold, with temperatures likely hovering in the 20s to low 30s. We head further into the month. Here's the 16th. Bit of energy along the northern Great Lakes, but otherwise it's fairly quiet across our area. A little bit of snow up to our northeast, a little bit of rain to our south, but we're still quiet. Seems to be a recurring pattern this winter of the weather systems north and south of us. A few days later, on the 18th, you can see a storm system comes with another blast of cold air, and this could bring us some snow as it's a little further south, so there could be some snow with that. And at the end of the forecast, the 20th, a trough over the east, ridge, a pretty substantial ridge over the west, with the northwesterly winds up above coming from Canada. That's going to keep the cold air around, with some lake effect to the east, and pretty quiet across the rest of the country, albeit around average for this time of the year temperature-wise. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We'll have another one tomorrow.